everybody. Yes. Hey, Jashan. Yes, I did read that. Avoid spamming. Yes, spamming isn't really cool. Alrighty, that's a little about me. Yes, I'm going to be your educator for the day and for all the days that we spent. Now, let's go forward. And before we go forward, I have a bunch of questions for you guys. Yes, actually, quite a lot of those. My very first question, so to all the students who were there with me yesterday as well as the before, I do have a question for you all. How many parts are going to be there in your IELTS listening test? How many parts are going to be there? 5, 4, 4, very well, yes. Now, is the IELTS test the same for academic students and general training students, or is it like there's a difference? Is there a difference? Anybody can help me out. Is it the same, or it's there's some difference out there? Okay, it's the same, wonderful, no difference, amazing. And for the CBT test, do I have to carry my headphones, or they would be giving the headphones from the center? Do I have to carry my own headphones? No, right? Absolutely. And are the band descriptors the same for the academic and the general training students, or there is some difference? Like for an academic student, you have to get these many scores. For general training students, you have to get these many scores. Is it the same, or there is some difference? It's the same. There is no difference. Yes, no, Rohan, there is no difference. It's the same. The band descriptors are absolutely the same. You know, it doesn't matter if you're an academic student or a GT student. If you are getting 30 correct out of 40, you will be a band 9, band 7 student. I'm sorry about that, right? Band 7. And 30 onwards, the story goes on. Yes. Then we reach to 7.5, 8, and then to 9. And that's something that actually we are planning to go forward with. And actually, the results are coming out to be really glorious. Yes. And for those who have just joined in, I would love to tell a little brief about my batch. Yes. However, I would like somebody else, right? The students who were very like with me yesterday and day before as well. Can you help me with this part? Can you help me? What all benefits are you going to get if you are enrolling yourself for a crash course at LeapScholar? What all benefits are you going to get? I need a volunteer. Yes, I'm really tired of speaking. Can anybody out here help me? Hi, Patyusha. Would you like to go forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Alan.
4 weeks IELTS crash course batch. Live classes 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. Starts from 16th August. 24 hours of live classes with IELTS expert. Cover all 4 modules in 4 weeks. Weekly, ma'am, I'm not getting the screen clearly.
Yes, there might be some issues with the banner, but thanks a lot for reading it out. Yes, however, I wanted to be a little bit more, not from the screen, but anyway, I'm happy that you pitched in. So as she said that we're beginning 2 batches from the 16th of August and the 17th. From 16th, it's going to be 7 to 8 p.m. And for 17th August onwards, it's going to be 7:30 to 8:30. So if you guys are interested, or if you know anybody who is looking forward for any one of these batches, you can always get in touch with them and let them know how amazing it's going to be at you. And if you happen to use the code BSLive20, you would definitely be getting a additional 20% discount on the original one, that is 199 and 149. I'm sorry, and the discount cost, it's going to be for 119 only. Yes, this is how it's going to be like. Yeah. So let's go forward and let's build onto it a bit further and let's see how does it go. Yes. Yeah. Sugam, well, you don't really need to worry about that. It's not the same time. If you notice, it's actually 7 p.m. and 7:30 a.m. So that's the difference, right? It's not exactly the same thing, but yeah, there are 2 different time slots. Let's begin with the lesson for the day. Yeah. So as promised, I do come bearing gifts for all of you. And the biggest gift is that figuring out the multiple choice questions. Something that happens to be so tricky that for sure we do lose quite a lot of marks in it. Yes. The other task types of the listening test, they seem to be quite easy peasy. Yes, it's really easy to get in touch, like, get hold of it, or your responses were correct in most cases. Just like yesterday, right? We had a really good game where we were trying to be very, prompt and on the ball about the tasks and the sentences and everything else. However, when it comes to the MCQ part of the listening test, we do doubt our skills. And I would really like to know, what is this MCQ all about? It's nothing that crazy to be worried about. However, it's basically a set of questions in which there can only be one correct answer. So even the MCQs are divided according to the level of difficulty. Yeah. So you may either be requested to write one correct response, or you would be requested to write two. That's it. That's how it is, righty? And then we move on to the next pointer. In the multiple choice questions, we are required to choose one correct answer, as I said earlier. And please note, a question is generally followed by three possible answers. Yes. So you'll have a question and there would be three possible answers, three or more, depending on the intensity of the question that we have, righty? And then we would have another type where the beginning of the sentence would be followed by three possible ways to complete the sentence, right? Again, we do have some sentence completion in this segment as well. So all in all, we have to choose one correct response or two. It depends on the task type in hand. However, in today's lesson, we will be working on both. One, on choosing one correct response or two, right? Next up, in a multiple choice question where we are required to choose more than one, please be prepared. Be prepared that you will find a longer list of possible answers. Yes. So this is where you actually get lucky, because you have a huge list of possible responses that you have to take care of. And out of those responses, you have to choose the one which connects with the question, which connects with the context, whatever you are listening out very clearly. It's also true that the MCQs require a lot of detailed reading, listening actually, pardon me for that. It requires a lot of detailed listening, because no matter how many keywords are we able to figure it out, or how are we planning to go forward with it, or whatever the strategy might be, it focuses on both understanding the specific pointers, as in if there are three questions and three tasks like examples and we have to choose just one, that might be a case, or we need to understand the overall concept, the underlying meaning of the main pointers. And this is where we get a little lousy. Yesterday, we had a very good discussion on distractors. Can anybody in this class help me out? What are these distractors? Anyone who can help me out? Yes, we had a good session where we were talking about at times the tasks get a little out of hand. Anyone in this class who would like to help me? Just click on the hand icon. I would love to listen to you guys. What do you think about a distractor? Yeah, Ayushi, go ahead. Hello. Okay, I guess I'm unable to connect with Arushi. Harmandeep, would you like to share your ideas? Harmandeep Kaur? I guess she won't be available. Garima. Hi, Garima. Alrighty. Yes, maybe you can just type out your responses. I really don't understand what's going on. All right, maybe you can just type out your responses. So what can be the possible distractors? Anybody out here who can help? Yes? All right, obstacles, huh? But what are the distractors in IELTS listening? Okay, a person or thing that distracts you, okay? Giving the wrong address. Ah, yes, Rahul, that's a great pointer. Yes, sometimes in the audio, we do come across an address and then they correct it by saying something else. That's a distractor. There may be one answer spoken after somebody corrects. I totally get that point here. Ananya, you were on point, and yes, Nishant, Sai Teja, very good, really well, Kashish. Yes, accent and talking about other things and community. Yes, Kavi, that also happens to be really tricky and annoying. Yes, they will mention all the points. Good pointer. And Zibran, really nice to have you in the class. I'm so happy that you're out here. Yes, difference of 8 and 8. Very good. Akanksha, you were quite an observance listener yesterday. Cool. Very well, Brahman. Nice to see you as well. I'm so happy you all are here. Similar faces gives me so much of happiness. Yes. So let's go forward and let's talk it out a little more and let's see how does it work. Yes. Focusing on these following elements. Let's try to build on it a little further and let's check it. So as we were talking about distractors, I have a list of possible distractors that actually make you think a lot. So whenever we are preparing ourselves for a multiple answer quest options, there are a few things that we need to be super careful about. The very first one, it's absolutely necessary.
I can't see it clearly.
I'm sorry, you're not able to see it clearly. That must be something to do with the bandwidth. Yes. However, it's all good from my end. Yeah, my internet is working pretty cool. Yeah. Don't worry, it will be clear after a while. Yes. Let me just reshare it again. Yeah, let me know if it's okay now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks a lot for the affirmation. Yeah. So anyway, where were we? We were talking about the very first pointer. That is to read through the answer options. Yes. What do I mean by that? You will be having a list of options, right? And you are supposed to read through all of them. Highlight similar options so that you don't get confused. So, of course, the language is going to be synonymous. There's going to be similar elements attached to it. It's fine. What's the next step? Note the differences. Despite of the options being similar or synonymous, it's really essential that we note the differences. Next up, think of paraphrased versions of the keywords, right? So for example, the word might be alluring. Yes, I don't know how many of you would be aware, but can you give me some synonyms for the word alluring? Anybody out here? Can you please hit me up with the text? Synonym of alluring. Amazing, attractive. Okay, what else? What else? Yes, bright, absolutely. It can be bright, beautiful, attractive. Attractive. Raman, let's make a note of that. Fascinating, eye-catching. Yes, charming. Very, it's really, eye-catching, righty? Amazing. So you have to, on the spot, think of some possible keywords for the words which are going to be there in the answer options. Next up, all the answer options will probably given in the recording. And this is the biggest distractor of all times. And we will be doing some example tasks right after this explanation because it's very important for you to understand what is expected out of it. Yes, I really can't just throw you into the pool, right? We have to come to the similar grounds, right? So please be prepared that all the answer options will probably be given in the recording. Do not get intimidated by it. Yes. The third pointer, don't think that the first answer you hear is the correct one. Why? Let's figure it out. Because the answers that are given are suddenly taken away by the speaker. And they actually use very tricky connectors for that. Very interesting and common connectors, which we do come across in our daily life. However, on the day of the test, we are like, "Arey, ye kya ho gaya? What happened at random?" Right? So despite of all the answer options being there in the recording, it is always the connectors, the discourse markers that actually lead us to the correct answer. Listen for the word but and however, because this generally means that a negative is coming and that is going to be your signal, your sign to know that it's not the right answer. Yes. So we have to make two words our best friends. That is these two words, these connectors, but and however, they're going to be our best friends already. For today's lesson, they're going to be our best buddies because whenever we hear these guys, we immediately know that the response is negative, it's not affirmative, and it's not something that I am going to choose from my answer options. Yes? Number 6. As soon as you believe that, this is the correct response, please remember to put a tick. But that does not mean that you will stop listening. Listen simultaneously. You put some sign, you can use a tick or an asterisk, whichever symbol you are most comfortable with. Do it ASAP, but please do not stop listening to the audio because these guys may just pop up, but and however, they might just pop up anytime and you would have to deal with it. Yep. Number 7, now this is only for the PBT students, right? So all my friends who are planning to go for the PBT test, you can actually do all this scribble work on the question paper. All right, so you can use the ticks and the crosses for the right response for the inaccurate ones. However, for those students who are going for CBT, you can always highlight the options. All right, you have that the freedom to do that. So it's not a very I would say both ways it's extremely beneficial. Yes, both ways it's extremely beneficial. Cool. Awesome. Anyone has got any like questions or doubts? Anything out here? All okay, right? Say yes, no, maybe. Because if you give me a green signal, I'm going to jump to the task and we're going to assess all our skills right now. Yes, you will only listen to the recording once. However, in the practice session that we have today, we can go forward with it. So Kabir, we can highlight the keywords in the questions. CBT allows like the students who are going for CBT, you will have the freedom to highlight the keywords, right? So if you are highlighting, it's really equivalent to either putting a tick or a cross. Yes? Awesome. So let's begin and let's see how much are we in general ready with our test. Awesome. Before we actually do that, I want to know how many of you are sitting with a piece of paper and a pencil, or is your comment section open on your laptop? Come on, for all those lazy guys who are just all casual and sitting in LeapScholar's lesson, I want you to sit with a piece of paper and a pencil. Come on, let's quickly do that. I hope all of you are sitting with me. Yes. Awesome. And if you have already, let's go forward. And I have a pen and paper. That's great. Let's wait for Zibran. Let's let him quickly get hold of a pen and a pencil and paper. Yes. Got it? Awesome. I have them, ma'am. So let's begin. Right here. Practice time. Yes. I will be playing the recording out loud for all of us to be very observant. But the very first thing that we're supposed to do is that always remember, at any point of the MCQ section, you are never ever supposed to write down the words. Please remember this. You are supposed to choose the correct letter. By letter, I mean ABC, the options that we have, which is right here. You have to choose the correct letter. So in your answer sheet right now, or the comments box that you are using right now, please do not write these answers. Just write the letter for me to understand which is the correct response according to you. Cool? Yes. So there are 4 questions on the screen, 4 MCQs questions. I want all of you to take a closer look at it, right? I'm giving you 30 seconds. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. It just went on a Weird mode. Anyway, where were we? Oh, how do I let go of this?
You will
Discard that. Okay, yeah, right here. So these are the 4 options that you have to listen for very carefully. And I'm going to play the recording now. Be vigilant and best of luck. Okay? I'm going to play the recording right away. I wish you all the best.
You will hear a woman talking to a group of students about volunteering opportunities with her company, Time Abroad. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen to questions 11 to 14.
Okay, everyone. Thanks for coming today and for your interest in volunteering abroad. For those that don't know much about our company, Time Abroad, let me start by telling you a bit more. Time Abroad is one of the largest volunteer abroad organisations in the UK. The company was founded in 2000. In 2007, the company grew by joining with another company, PT Travel, making us even larger. In 2014, we sent 10,000 people abroad on a variety of service projects and internships overseas, more than any other company. All participants receive the best support from our full-time professional staff to ensure that the experience is safe, worthwhile, and fun. We have lots of very experienced staff working for us. We have around 150 full-time staff members, many of whom are former volunteers themselves, inspired by their own experience. Some of these people are even part of the original groups of volunteers back in the early 90s. About 75 of those staff are not located in the UK at all, and spend their whole time in another country supporting the volunteers. They are experts on the local communities you are working in, having spent their whole lives there. They have vast experience in fields such as community development or education. The times that volunteers join the programme vary a lot. Some join in July because they have just finished studying at college or university and want to do some volunteering before they move on to work or further study. The winter months are also popular because people want to escape the cold weather in the UK. But there are no set start dates, and programmes run continuously throughout the year, so the majority of volunteers start when it is best for them. Time Abroad is an entirely independent organisation, which does not receive any funding from religious bodies, political parties, development organisations, or other sources. And of course, we don't request money from our partner organisations in the developing world. All our work is 100% funded through your contributions as a volunteer. We do get help from the government, but that is from reduced business taxes, not financial contributions. It is this financial independence that gives us the freedom to set up projects wherever we think it may be useful, and where we think that our volunteers can make a valuable contribution.
And that be it. How was it, guys? How was it? Let me know. Okay. Oh my, Rahul, being on point. I love the way you have given a very clear, concise description. Okay. CCAB. All right. A lot of you are going for CCAB. BACB. All right. Okay. That's a little variation in our responses. No worries. Who can help me out? Yes, I need a volunteer. Anybody who can help me out with the responses? Yes, I would really enjoy listening to that. Yeah, who would like to volunteer? Okay, that's nice. Go ahead, Akanksha, the first one. Hello, Akanksha Balki. I guess not. Hey, Ria, nice to see you again.
Hello, ma'am. Nice to see you too. So 11th is B.
All right. Can you give me the rationale?
Okay, so she says that they started in 2000 and then in 2007 they collaborated with some other company. I cannot remember the name, and they expanded. And in 2014 they didn't expand. 2014 was the year when they sent the most students abroad.
Awesome. Ready? Thank you so much for that. Aditi, can you help me with number 12?
I'm not so sure about the number 12. I feel it should be 150 because that's what I heard. 150 volunteers is the number of staff that is there. However, 75 is the number that do not live where the company is located. So
Awesome.
I believe I'd go with 150.
150 makes sense. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Chavi, would you like to take over number 13?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, good as well. Yeah, in number 13, as it said that in audio that in winter that most probably all the volunteers would like to join, but in July there's a 50% of volunteer, which I have heard 50% of volunteers like to join, but the majority volunteers would like to join in means whole year the company would like to give permission and any internship program for volunteers, but in majority the volunteers it depends on the volunteers choice, so it would be according to me it's C.
Awesome. Yes, took a while to come to the correct response, but I'm happy that you answered. Yes, Neeraj, would you like to try number 14?
Yes. So in the recording, they state that they aren't funded by any other organization, so that their decisions remain independent. They do get a little bit help from government, but it's regarding the taxes. So all their money, it comes from the volunteers.
Very well, and that's amazing. A huge round of applause for all the volunteers who actually helped me out to come to the correct response, and to all the amazing people who are bombarding me with the right answers via chat. Yes. However, before we go forward, we also have an amazing person amidst us, Sir Atul sir. And Atul sir, hi, how are you?
Hi, Bagisha. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you? Very happy to see you. Lovely session. You're really, I mean, your volunteers were great. They were explaining so wonderfully. And a lot of them are known so wonderful. Right, guys? Many of you names are very familiar from the masterclass. And of course, Kabir, Akanksha, Amandeep, all these are known names, many of my students. And of course, I think masterclass, all are my students, right? So wonderful to see you all, guys. I hope you are really learning, listening with Bagisha, ma'am. Yes, Akanksha. Akanksha is a very good student. So are all of them. Yes, Amandeep. Great. Very nice to see your dedication. Bagisha, it's really nice to see their dedication, that they attend so many lectures on IELTS. That shows, hi Dharminder, that actually shows that you all are so keen to do well in IELTS. And that's what cheers us up, right? That's what is really very heartening. Wonderful. So I would just like to say that I don't want to take too much time, since Bagisha ma'am is doing something very valuable, and I'm sure you are all going to, benefit by this. Yes, Pritika, thank you. We are all very happy that you all are here. So, you are preparing. So do remember Dharminder, Amandeep, all of you, that the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Right? For tomorrow, you are preparing for tomorrow, but it's doing your best today, which you are doing. You are putting in your best. So yesterday was the past, right? Tomorrow is the future, but today is a gift. And today you are at Bagisha ma'am's class. You're already devoting your 100% to them, right? So I'm sure that as long as you never give up, as long as you feel that you are going to chase your dreams and you're going to hunt your goals, you'll definitely be there. So listening is something, I think, which Bagisha ma'am has explained already in the last few minutes, I think, to you, that, in multiple choice questions, it's just not difficult. Do hear out for the words, but however, always look out, for the right option. And one thing, even if you don't know the answer, let's say you don't get the answer, right? If you make an educated guess also, 50% chances are, since there are just 3 options, 50% chances are your answer would be correct also. So you don't stand to lose. So I think MCQs is one thing which really enhances your score in the listening section. And you'll be very happy to know that in at LeapScholar, all our students who've done well, they've really improved their listening band to 9, enhanced it, I would say. And that's how they got an overall band because of listening. So today you're doing a very important subject with her. Listening is what is going to improve your overall band, right? So do focus on it. It's not difficult. There is a certain twang in the accent. Yes, there is a certain twang. But if you start listening to podcasts, Spotify, TEDx, all these, if you listen to BBC also, I'm sure you're going to polish your listening skills. And I'm sure you're all going to do extremely well. Yeah. So all the best. Yes, Chavi, very nice to see you here also. Definitely, Akanksha. I'm sure you're all going to do, you all have our blessings and we are sure that you are going to excel. So I'm also would like to tell you, Bagisha is a very good educator. I do hope you join her upcoming batch because her results have also been very, very good. So if you join her upcoming batch, you are quite sure you're going to do well, right? Great, Kashish. Wonderful to see all of you. Carry on, Bagisha, please.
Thanks a lot, sir. And he was the guest speaker that we had today.
Thank you. No, my pleasure. It's totally been my pleasure to interact with all of them. Right, Ashley? Thanks once again, everybody. Do enjoy yourself and learn also while you're having fun with Bagisha, ma'am. Hi, Nishant, hi, Ali. Thank you. Thanks again.
Very well. Thanks a lot,
Thank
sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, and yeah, you guys can always get in touch with us, right? And I'm so happy that there's so many of us from here who have been learning from Atul sir, and I'm really elated to be working with all of you right now as well. Yes, awesome. Righty. So getting back to where we were talking about this wonderful MCQs that we were working on, and let's take a look at the responses. Yes, so for those who didn't happen to get all like 4 out of 4, out here is the rationale. Like even you should be knowing from where did it actually come. Yes, all the phrases and everything, the statements and all, how did it come into existence. So I have taken the liberty to actually pull out the exact phrases from the script itself for you to make a note of it. Yes, so all of those who missed it out, you can always take the insight from here. Yeah, and if you permit, we could always go a bit forward and let's take a look at another test. Yes, are you guys ready? Could you help me? Let me know. Could I go forward? Yes, no, maybe. How is it going to be like? Awesome. Yes, thanks a lot. Cool, right? Let's go forward.
You will hear a woman.
Yeah. So, as I said earlier, the MCQs, they generally do not come all by themselves. There is always a task that is attached to it. Yes. So it's like a continuation of whatever you've heard. So in the previous slide, we were listening about the volunteers, right? And at which time of the year do they come? This is nothing but a continuation of that. However, the task type has changed a little. Yes, we were doing the form completion, the table completion the other day. Yes, where we had a form, we had to just, fill in some details. Out here, I've pulled out something similar. It's just like a revision to what we did yesterday. Yeah, the same recording. Now it's going to get a little difficult because we have a few more blocks to fill in. Yes. So what's the very first thing that you're going to do the moment you come across a table completion, the moment you come across a form like this? What's the very first thing that you're supposed to do? Anybody can help me? Am I supposed to simply jump into the question, or am I supposed to do something? Yes, the instructions. You have to read the instructions very, very closely. Yes. What does the instructions say out here? Write no more than 2 words for each answer. So we know our word limit from right. Yes, there are around 5 columns, around 5 brackets which need to be filled, blanks, right? Which need to be filled. I would be playing the recording. And I would really like you guys to be very closely observing the speech, and I need your help to fill in the blanks. Alrighty? So let's get going and let's figure it all out. We have a list. Let's get going. Yeah. I hope it's better now, the blur thingy. Yes, I'm really sorry, but there must be some bandwidth issue, right? I'm going to play the recording now.
They have vast experience, college or university start dates, and pro funding from religious bodies. All our work is 100% funded through your financial contribution, wherever we think it may be useful, and where we think that our volunteers can make a valuable contribution.
Before you listen to the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
And you may begin looking at the questions now. Best of luck.
Now listen to questions 15 to 20.
Now I'm going to tell you about some of the more popular opportunities in a bit more detail. One of the most popular volunteering choices is teaching. You'll find a warm welcome awaits you from our students around the world. The main thing you will do is assisting with English conversation, because although the local teachers are very capable of teaching the structural aspects of the English language, such as the grammar, they do not use the correct intonation or pronunciation because they lack the confidence of a native speaker. By providing conversational English teaching, you can greatly enhance the learning experience of thousands of children and adults with whom we work in the developing world. You can also volunteer in agriculture and farming. Access to safe and healthy food is a major concern of any society. Volunteers work on a farm with the aim of promoting sustainable local food sources and responsible farming. Using pesticides and other destructive agricultural techniques can have a long-term negative impact on the environment and threaten the future well-being of whole regions. Time Abroad's agricultural and farming projects focus on organic farming practices and educating local communities on their benefits. You could also volunteer in the field of veterinary medicine. If you do this, you will be working alongside a vet in a local veterinary practice. You will help the vet when people bring in sick animals or join the vet on visits to people's houses or other places. You will gain fantastic insight that would not be possible in your own country. You are likely to see many exciting types of animals, like snakes, big cats, or even elephants. And you will develop a better understanding of the problems people are faced with in both urban and rural areas of the third world. So, I hope that's helped you to learn a bit more about time abroad. Does anybody have any questions?
And to reiterate, does anybody have any questions in my lesson? Yes. So we went through the recording, and how was it? Okay, I can see Aditi sending in great responses. What about the rest? Okay, missed the last one, Nishan. Alrighty, Aditya says 19 different animals. I'm sorry. Okay, for 19 people, different animals. All right. What about the rest, huh? Don't tell me none of you wrote down the responses. Okay, missed the last and the first one. All right. Nice to see you again, Priya. Very well, Kritika. Okay, now let's try to get down the responses, right? Let's do a little bit of conversation and let's see how did it go for you guys. Yes. So I need volunteers again. Yes, I need 5 amazing people who can help me with the correct response. Yeah. Yes, Aditi, can you help me with the first one?
Hi.
Hello.
The first one would be helping with English conversation. That's
Already? I think it's English conversation. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Aditi. Yes. Rahul, can you help me with the next one? Rahul Pathak?
Yes, ma'am. And the 16th one will be the learning experience.
Learning experience. I'm not going to write it. Let me write the full spelling. Some students might get confused. Next up, Kritika. Pratika Sharma?
Yeah, it's responsible. It's reasonable.
Reasonable or responsible?
It's. I think I write down here responsible, but I think I had reasonable. I'm not sure.
Wow. Okay.
I got
So,
confused.
all right. So let's put an oblique. Yeah. Let's use an
Reasonable.
option.
Because
Right.
reasonable is maximum. Yeah.
Okay. So it's either responsible or reasonable. Yes. Two very different sounding
Yeah,
words.
right.
But thanks a lot for pitching in. Yes. Anybody else? Yeah. Akanksha, go ahead.
Ma'am, organic, promote organic farming methods.
Awesome. Organic. Got it. Raju, number 19. Raju Singh. Okay, I guess I'm unable to connect with this guy. Anyway, Tanmay, can you help me out?
Ma'am, I answer for 18 question. 19 was keep. So 20 number question. Can you?
Okay, you want to answer the 20th one? Okay, go ahead. Tell me, what did you write for 20th?
Urban and rural areas. I think so. This is wrong. But don't know.
Urban or rural? That's what you heard. Okay, no worries. Thanks a lot. Yes. Number 19. I need a volunteer for 19. Yeah, Jasha.
Hello.
Yeah.
Number 19 is, I think, animals.
Animals. All right. Yes. So this is what our amazing friends figured out via the recording. Yeah. No worries. Let's see how accurate are these in actuality. And yeah. So sorry, just bear with me for a while. Yeah. So out here, number 19 is indeed inaccurate. Yes, the response is sick animals, right? It's not just animals, it is sick animals. Yes. Number 19, that's a little inaccurate. For number 20, anybody can help me out? For number 20, please raise your hand, whoever would like to volunteer to answer. Yeah, Didi, what did you write for number 20?
It would be understanding, I guess.
Yes, that's right. Understanding. Yeah. And the rest of it is indeed correct. And for number 7, it's actually responsible. So, Pratika, your first instinct was right. Yes, your first instinct was right. Yeah. Cool. Anybody has got any doubts or any questions for this one at least? No worries. The more we practice, the better we'll figure it out. Right? Now, I need your help. Let's do another one, right? And let's see how does it go. Yes, let's do another MCQ. Out here, a new set for all of us to look into. Practice test 2. And this is right here for all of us to look at. Now, the difficulty level might exceed because we have got the 2-letter scheme out here. Choose the correct letter A, B, or C for questions 21 to 23. 21, 22, 23. However, when it came to 24 and 25, we have to choose 2 correct responses. Can you help me out for this one? It's really easy peasy. Yeah, let's check it out, right? I'm going to play the recording now. I hope you guys are sitting with a piece of paper and a pencil. Let's begin.
You will hear a woman inquiring about a media studies program. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
I'm looking for some advice about doing a master's degree in media studies. Am I at the right place?
Yes, my name's Mark. I'm head of the Media Studies course. Nice to meet you. And you are?
I'm Louise. Nice to meet you too.
So how can I help you?
Well, I've seen the prospectus for the course, but I'm still a bit confused about a few things and about some of the options for studying.
What's your situation at the moment? Are you working?
Yes, I've been working as a journalist for a local newspaper for the last 3 months. Prior to that, I had 2 jobs in the media, at a small local radio station for about 2 years and at a TV station for about 4 years. So I've worked in media for about 6 years in total.
Okay, well that's useful if you want to do the course. What's your motivation to do further study?
I enjoy my job a lot at the moment, but I feel the opportunities for promotion are quite limited. It's not that I think a master's will help with this though. I'll probably leave my job, maybe to go into TV or something, but basically I think wherever I end up going in the future, employers prefer to see someone with postgraduate qualifications these days.
And are you intending to study full-time?
Well, I'd really like to keep working as I need an income. What are the options for me if I want to work while studying?
You could do certain modules over a number of years if you like. It's up to you how many you do. Basically, you get credits for the ones that you complete. People usually do the Masters in anything from 18 months up until 4 years. It depends on your time. If you wanted a fixed schedule and attendance and did it part-time, then that would be a total of 3 years.
So what's the admission criteria to join the course?
Well, there are a few things that are useful but not essential. But there are some requirements. Usually to join a Masters, people must have a bachelor's degree. But we are prepared to overlook this if someone has enough work experience. But you must have one or the other. It's useful if you have research experience, as you have to complete a thesis, but we can train you on this if not. It is essential that you have motivation if you want to join the course, as it is very demanding.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation,
That be it. Yes, go ahead, hit me up with the responses. What all have you mustered up? Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Aditi. Hi, I would really request you to not unmute yourself because that really, it might intimidate somebody. Okay, ANF. All right. That's a lot of responses. Alrighty. Cool. Yes. Need volunteers again. Yes, who would like to be a kind volunteer? Awesome, Kritika. Try the first one.
The first one is 2 years.
Okay.
She worked at a radio station for 2 years.
Perfecto. Next up, Tanmay.
Get from employee like post graduation called A.
A. So you think A is the response for 22, right? Okay, makes sense. Kamal, the next one, 23. Kamal? Okay, I guess I'm not able to get through Kamal. No worries. Karam Shakti,
Yes, ma'am.
can you help me with the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dharminder, can you help me with the next one? 23. Come on.
Ma'am, 23 is B, ma'am. Arya.
Okay. B.
Yeah.
3 years. Okay. And the next up. Stuti, can you help me with the next one? 25, 24, and 25.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, completely audible.
Okay, so the answer, 2 letters would be B and F.
B and F. All right. Cool. Thanks a lot. Yes. Very well. Thank you. However, there just happens to be one single mistake. And that's, which one is that? Absolutely, yes. So maybe Ilya, Jaya, or I'm not able to pronounce your name. Ahuja. Jia Ahuja. Hello?
Hello. Hello,
Yes,
ma'am.
darling. Hi.
Am I audible?
Yeah, perfectly audible. So what do you think
Yes,
about
ma'am.
number 24?
Ma'am, 24th is C because it says that we want bachelor's degree or a work experience. Either one of it is required.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for clearing that out, which is absolutely accurate. Yes, if that's 1000% accurate. Let's figure it out how. Yes, let's take a closer look at the response.
You will hear
Right here. I've again taken out the opportunity to help you out with the correct responses. So these are the exact sentences which was said by the speaker in the recording. And did you guys feel that the conversation between Louis and Mark was a little difficult, or was it comprehensible? The accent wasn't an issue, the way they were pronunciating it wasn't a big task. Well, how did you feel about it? Was it very difficult for you to come to the correct response? All right, Uncle says no, it was moderate. That's great. No, not really, Aditi. The articles are not really counted as words in our responses. It's a little difficult. The last one I got wrong. Okay, yes, a bit. Well, it is. Yes, we cannot really ignore the fact that the MCQs are going to be all the time easy. But yes, to be honest, this one might be a bit. However, as promised, I do actually come bearing gifts, which is right here for all of us to take a look at. Yes, I got the opportunity to find out some amazing ways, the best ways for you to score a band 8 or higher. And please listen to this very carefully. The very first technique that I live by, that is the listen, read, listen technique. Yes, this is where this is where it actually gets real. For all of you, even like despite what if this task was a little moderate or difficult or easy for you, whatever that might be, it all depends on your skill set. However, when I talk about the listen, read, listen technique, it means that every day, promise yourself you would be listening to at least 3 minutes of a conversation from anywhere in English, from YouTube or from any podcast or from any free resource that you come across. As you listen, begin the habit of making notes. Involve yourselves to understand how important is note taking. And the moment you do begin taking notes, I want you to turn over the sheet of paper. Then listen again. So the technique that you're practicing is listening at first. That is purely raw. It's a very new attempt for you. Then the second time that you actually listen, you are actually making notes. You are reading it out. You are writing down your notes accordingly. And then we have the listen again technique, which means that all the notes that you have made, turn it over, turn it upside down, and then listen to the recording again. And it's going to be clear, all clear for you. The moment you begin practicing the very first one, the listen, read, listen technique, you will feel the confidence in yourself, no matter whatever accent might be there or whatever kind of content is there, or what is going to be the difficulty level of the task. And this is not only for MCQs, this is for all the listening tasks that we have. Yeah, we have 8 listening tasks, and this technique will work for all. Next up is to play a little with speed. I don't know how many of you are aware, but YouTube actually has this feature, and even WhatsApp has this feature now, where you can multiply the recording. Like you can speed it up twice or maybe 1.5 times, so you can actually bring down the speed. Play with it. It's a great resource. Trust me on that. The moment you get hold of a recording, let's say of a BBC recording, as Atul sir said, right, to reiterate whatever he said, get hold of a BBC learning story recording. Yes, BBC actually runs a very good channel on YouTube that is English Stories, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, they do actually run a portal like that. Play with it. Okay, the moment you click on the YouTube, you will see a little, a very small icon on the tab bar, the tab that they have, and you can, exceed it. Like you can create, like make it like double the the speed at it's working, right? The speed, the rate of the speed, and then you can bring it down and check yourself that how is it going about, righty? Next up, turn boring time to listening time. There are some time that during the day when it gets really boring, yeah, where you don't feel like doing anything, you're just lazing around. This is the time where you should make the most of it. Begin listening. Listening to what? Listening to songs, why not? Listening to podcasts or listening to some interesting stories on the internet. So internet has got large, vast resource of good, authentic material which you can listen to, and you can turn your boring time into listening time. The more you involve yourself in the English culture and the English language, it's going to be easier for you to actually sit for the day or the test that you are going to go for, right? Now, before we leave, I would love to share 3 amazing portals which I like to use when I want to practice a little bit of my listening. Yes, when I get really bored, I don't have anything to do. What I do is that I log on to Amazon, the Amazon subscription that we have. Yes, it's only for $129, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, you guys must be, or ask your best friend to support you for that. On Amazon, there is a really good, very interesting serial known as The Young Sheldon. So I don't know if you're interested in it, but definitely you should make a note of that. Yes, I love watching Young Sheldon on Amazon. Or you can also begin watching The Office. It's really satirical, it's interesting. You'll get to know a lot of colloquial English. So I think it's a great resource. Next up, which I love listening to, is podcasts. I am a part of the SoundCloud committee. Yes, so there is a SoundCloud committee, and I'm a part of that. And I like listening to a lot of self-help authors. Yes. However, my current favorite would be Jay Shetty. Yes, and not that I'm promoting him, but I like listening to him. The way he speaks, his accent, his ideas, they do actually align with mine. So yeah, I'm a big fan of listening to these podcasts. And the last up on the list is BBC English Stories. I think these are pretty cool, and I like to make a note. Yeah. So I have shared my tips with you. Now it's just you and your hard work. Let's see how does it work. And if you need some support, and I'm sure you need more elaborate guidance, we have this beautiful list of courses that's available. And you can pick and choose whichever time slot works for you or whichever tutor works for you. However, if you are looking for larger discounts, this is your way out. Yes, you may use my code. My code is BSLive20. Make the most of it and get additional 20% off. And you can actually pick and choose the slots that you would be interested in. Yes, for example, Atul sir and Rajut, they are getting, they're kickstarting their program on the 16th of August. However, the time slot is a little different, and the batch prices, everything is going to be, there's going to be a bit of variation in it. However, if you happen to use BS524, it's going to get easy going forward. Yes, and I am kickstarting my batch from the 16th of August from like 7 p.m. and on the 17th, it's going to be from 7:30 a.m. So make the most of it, take the leap of faith, and I'll see you guys soon. Yes, thanks a lot for your time, your energy, and your effort. We'll stay in touch. Yes, thanks a lot. Yeah, Vijayalakshmi, you can always involve yourself for ample number of batches, like as and when you please, right? Yeah. Counseling session you will be getting for more. You can absolutely register for more than one batch. Thanks a lot, Vinita. Thanks a lot, Aditi. We'll stay in touch. Yes. And spread the word, make it like wildfire, because it's not just about you, it's about your friends and your family as well. Righty? Yes. See you soon. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Have a great evening ahead. Take care. Yes. Oh, yes. If you happen to join your lesson today, you would also be getting grammar lessons daily. Yes. So I think that's the biggest benefit. Yeah. Any questions, any doubt, you can always hit me up with the text. That's great. Thanks a lot, Amna. Thanks, Sugam. Alrighty. Bye. Thank you. Samir, could I bring it to an end?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.